Most heart attacks don't happen because of something people ate. They don't happen because someone skipped the gym or forgot to take their medication. A lot of them happen because of what people were doing, or not doing, in the hours they thought they were completely safe, the hours they were asleep. And I know that sounds strange. Sleep is supposed to be the time your body recovers, the time your heart gets a break. But for millions of older adults, nighttime has become one of the most dangerous parts of the day, and nobody is talking about it clearly enough. I'm Wesley Harper, and today we're going over 5 things that happen during sleep that can quietly damage your heart over time. Some of these will surprise you. One of them, the one we're going to finish with, is so common that there's a very real chance you're doing it right now without realizing what it's costing your heart. If you're over 60 or you care about someone who is, please stay until the end. This one matters. And real quick, if you're new here, this channel is built for older adults who want straight, honest health information without all the confusion. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Now let's get into it. Let's start with something almost nobody takes seriously. Napping. Now before you close the video, hear me out. Napping is not the problem. Plenty of older adults nap, and a short rest in the afternoon can actually do a lot of good. The problem is when naps go too long. And this happens more than you'd think. When you sleep for more than 45 minutes to an hour during the day, your body moves into deeper sleep stages. And when you wake up from deep sleep suddenly, which almost always happens with a longer nap, your body gets a jolt. You feel groggy, maybe a little disoriented. That feeling has a name. It's called sleep inertia. But what's happening underneath that grogginess is more significant than just feeling foggy. That sudden awakening triggers a stress response. Your body releases a short burst of cortisol and adrenaline to bring you back to alertness. In a younger, healthy heart, that little spike might go completely unnoticed. But in someone over 60, especially someone with existing blood pressure concerns or any kind of heart history, those small daily stress spikes add up over time, day after day, week after week. Some research has also found an association between long, frequent naps and a higher risk of atrial fibrillation. That's an irregular heartbeat that can increase stroke risk. It's not a guarantee, and napping alone isn't going to cause a heart attack, but it's one piece of a bigger picture that's worth paying attention to. The fix is genuinely simple. Keep naps short. 20 to 25 minutes is the sweet spot. Set an alarm if you need to, and try to nap before 3 in the afternoon so it doesn't interfere with your nighttime sleep. A short nap leaves you refreshed. A long one can leave your heart working harder than it should during what's supposed to be a rest. Now here's one that most people never connect to heart health at all: the temperature of your bedroom at night. A lot of older adults sleep in rooms that are too cold. Maybe the thermostat gets turned down low to save on energy bills. Maybe a partner prefers it cold. Maybe it's just habit. But sleeping in a room that's significantly cold, especially for adults over 60, puts real stress on the cardiovascular system in ways that happen completely silently. Here's what happens. When your body gets cold during the night, it works to protect your core temperature by pulling blood away from your arms, legs, and skin and directing it toward your vital organs. Your blood vessels constrict. And when blood vessels constrict, your blood pressure goes up. Your heart has to push harder to move blood through those narrower pathways. For someone with hypertension, which affects a large percentage of adults over 60, this nighttime pressure spike on top of already elevated blood pressure adds unnecessary strain night after night. And as we get older, our bodies are simply less efficient at regulating temperature. What felt manageable at 45 feels very different at 65 or 70. The ideal sleeping temperature is somewhere between 65 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. That's cool enough to support good sleep without being cold enough to trigger that stress response in your cardiovascular system. Warm socks can also help more than people realize. Keeping your feet warm helps circulation stay stable and takes some of the workload off your heart during the night. This one is free to fix. Just adjust the thermostat. It's a small change that your heart will genuinely thank you for. Now we're moving into the ones that have a more serious impact. And if you're still with me, good. Because the next 2 are ones most people either don't know about or have been ignoring for years. Let's talk about sleep schedules. Specifically, the habit of going to bed at a completely different time every night. Most older adults don't think much about this. Some nights you're tired by 9, some nights you're up until midnight watching television. Weekends are different from weekdays. It feels harmless. But inside your body, this kind of irregular schedule creates something very similar to constant jet lag, and your heart pays for it. Your body runs on what's called a circadian rhythm. Think of it as an internal clock that controls your blood pressure, your hormone levels, your body temperature, and dozens of other functions, all timed around a predictable daily cycle. Your heart rate and blood pressure naturally drop during sleep as part of this cycle. That drop is important. It gives your cardiovascular system a genuine rest period. When your sleep schedule jumps around, bed at 10 one night, midnight the next, 8:30 the night after, that internal clock gets confused. The natural drop in blood pressure during sleep doesn't happen as reliably. Stress hormones don't follow their normal pattern. Inflammation increases, and over time, this internal chaos quietly raises your risk of high blood pressure, arterial stiffness, and cardiovascular problems. Some studies have found that adults with highly irregular sleep schedules have meaningfully higher rates of cardiovascular events compared to those who keep consistent hours. The difference between a regular sleeper and an irregular one isn't always diet or exercise. Sometimes it's simply what time they go to bed. The goal is to pick a bedtime and a wake time and stick to them as closely as possible, even on weekends. Even if you don't fall asleep right away, even if life gets busy, your heart thrives on rhythm and routine. Give it that consistency, and it will work better for you. Now I want to talk about something that often gets laughed off, something that partners joke about, something that gets dismissed as just a normal part of aging: snoring. And more specifically, the pauses in breathing that sometimes come with it. If someone has ever told you that you stop breathing in your sleep, even briefly, please take that seriously, because what they may be describing is something called sleep apnea. And sleep apnea is one of the most underdiagnosed, most damaging conditions for the heart in older adults. Here's what actually happens during a sleep apnea episode. While you're asleep, the muscles in your throat relax and partially or fully block your airway. You stop breathing, your oxygen levels drop. Your brain, sensing danger, sends an emergency signal that jolts you just enough to start breathing again. You may not even fully wake up. But this cycle can repeat itself dozens, sometimes hundreds, of times in a single night. Every single episode sends a surge of adrenaline through your body. Every episode spikes your blood pressure. Every episode puts your heart under the kind of stress that's normally associated with intense physical exertion. Except it's happening while you're supposed to be resting. Over months and years, this relentless nighttime stress significantly raises the risk of high blood pressure that's difficult to control, irregular heartbeat, heart failure, and stroke. And the deeply concerning part is that most people with sleep apnea have no idea they have it. They think they just snore. They think they're a light sleeper. They blame their tiredness on age. Some telltale signs to watch for: waking up with a headache in the morning, feeling exhausted even after a full night in bed, needing to clear your throat a lot right after waking, and of course, a partner telling you that your breathing sounds irregular or that you seem to pause between breaths. If any of that sounds familiar, bring it up with your doctor. A sleep study can diagnose this clearly, and the good news is, it's very treatable. Many people who get treated for sleep apnea see their blood pressure improve, their energy return, and their overall heart health stabilize in ways they didn't expect. Don't let this one go unaddressed. Let me know in the comments if you or someone you love has dealt with sleep apnea. It helps to know you're not alone, and your experience might encourage someone else to finally get checked. Now we come to the one that ties everything together. The one that was quietly working against a man who seemed to be doing everything right. And the one that, if I'm being completely honest, is probably affecting more people watching this video than any of the others. Not getting enough sleep. Or getting sleep that's constantly interrupted. We've built a culture that treats sleep like something optional, something you cut back on when life gets busy, something you'll catch up on later. And a lot of older adults have accepted poor sleep as just part of aging, waking up multiple times a night, lying awake for hours, never really feeling fully rested. They don't complain about it because they assume it's normal. It isn't normal, and the cost to the heart is very real. When you consistently sleep less than 6 or 7 hours a night, or when your sleep is constantly broken up by waking, your blood pressure doesn't get the overnight rest it needs. Normally, blood pressure drops during deep sleep. That drop is one of the most important recovery mechanisms your cardiovascular system has. When sleep is short or fragmented, that drop doesn't happen. Your heart stays under pressure through the night, every night. On top of that, poor sleep raises levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, and promotes inflammation throughout the body. Both of those things accelerate damage to the arteries over time. They make plaque buildup more likely. They make the blood more prone to clotting. The research on this is consistent and sobering. Regularly sleeping less than 6 hours is associated with significantly higher rates of heart attack, stroke, and cardiovascular mortality in older adults. And here's the thing that a lot of people miss. It's not just about the number of hours. A person who spends 8 hours in bed but wakes up 4 or 5 times a night is not getting restful sleep. Fragmented sleep prevents the body from reaching the deeper, restorative stages where real repair happens. Hours in bed and actual quality sleep are not the same thing. Think about an older gentleman, someone in his early 60s, walks every day, watches his diet, takes his medications faithfully, but he sleeps 5, maybe 6 hours on a good night. He's always felt tired but assumed it was just his age catching up with him. He never connected his sleep to his heart, but that chronic low-grade sleep deprivation was keeping his entire system in a quiet state of stress. His blood pressure never fully recovered at night. His arteries were carrying that load year after year, until one morning his heart couldn't carry it anymore. That story happens more than it should, and the most difficult part is that it's preventable. 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep is not a luxury for older adults. It is a health necessity. Just as important as blood pressure medication, just as important as a good diet, probably more impactful than most people realize. To protect your sleep, keep your bedroom dark and quiet, turn off screens at least an hour before bed, keep your room at a comfortable temperature, as we talked about earlier. Go to bed at the same time every night, and if something is waking you up consistently, whether it's pain, anxiety, frequent bathroom trips, or breathing problems, talk to your doctor about it. Don't accept broken sleep as normal. Find out what's causing it. So let's bring this all together. 5 things that damage your heart during sleep: naps that go too long, a bedroom that's too cold, irregular sleep schedules, unaddressed snoring and breathing pauses, and not getting enough quality sleep. None of these require a prescription to address. None of them require a complicated plan. They require awareness and a decision to take them seriously. Your heart works every second of every day without a single break. The least we can do is give it the best possible environment to recover during the night. And the good news is, every single one of these 5 things is within your control starting tonight. Pick one, just one, whichever felt most familiar to you as you were watching, and make one change tonight. That's all. One change. If this video was helpful, please give it a like. It genuinely helps more seniors find content like this. And subscribe if you haven't already. Every week I cover topics that matter to older adults in a way that's straightforward and easy to act on. And drop a comment below. Which of these 5 mistakes hit closest to home for you? I genuinely read every comment, and hearing from you helps shape what I cover next. Take care of yourself tonight. Your heart is depending on it. I'll see you in the next one. Just remember, this video is for educational and informational purposes only. Always talk to your doctor or healthcare provider before making any changes to your medications, supplements, diet, or health routine.